right, it's time for a quick 3-minute summary of plot with a practice question. So, plot is the order of events in the story. That means it starts out with the exposition. That's where we get all the background information on a character. Some of the details are going to be added as we continue to read, but the exposition tells us background information not just on the character, but the setting and any information that we need to know in order to understand as we continue the rest of the story. Then you have the rising action. This is where our characters start encountering conflict. It's not the main conflict, but it's the things that lead up to it. Because fights and major conflicts don't just happen out of nowhere, something has to build up to it. Then you have the climax. That is the height of the conflict. That's where our characters meet the problem head on. This is the exciting part of the story where you don't want to stop reading. You have to know what's going to happen next. If a story ends right after the climax without moving on to the rest of the plot mountain, you have a cliffhanger. Then there's the falling action. This is where our problem starts to get resolved, but it's not completely fixed yet. We just start to see things working themselves out or our characters fixing the problem. And then finally, you have the resolution. This is where our characters are finally back at peace, back to how they were at the start of the story, or better, as things have been resolved. It's important to remember that the plot mountain like this is only found in fiction stories. Fiction stories are those ones that aren't true, they're fake. Nonfiction texts do not have a plot mountain. So let's do a quick practice with this poem called The North Carolina State Toast. Here's to the land of the longleaf pine, the summer land where the sun doth shine, where the weak grow strong and the strong grow great. Here's to down home, the old North State. Here's to the land of the cotton bloom white, where the scumpernog perfumes the breeze at night, where the soft southern moss and jessamine mate neath the murmuring pines of the old North State. Here's to the land where the galax grows, where the rhododendron's rosette glows, where soars Mount Mitchell's summit great, and the land of the sky in the old North State. Here's to the land where maidens are fair, where friends are true, and cold hearts rare. The near land, the dear land, whatever fate. All right, so question 10 of this one, and I know the numbers are out of order. That's okay. Says, how does the line where the rhododendron's rosette glows contribute to the development of the plot of the poem? So it describes another one of the author's favorite things. It contributes to the rising action before the climax of the poem. It makes the reader feel like they're experiencing living in North Carolina, or it continues the theme that North Carolina has many beautiful characteristics. So you need to look at it and think about what the plot is. And the plot of this one in particular is listing amazing things about this state and what the author loves about this state. So you could narrow it down easily to A and D, and I would say it describes another one of the author's favorite things. That would be A. And that is how the plot would work in this poem.